first thing I'm going to do is go in with my favorite moisturizer, the Cetaphil Moisturizing Cream. For primer today, we'll be using the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Primer. I grabbed this the other day at Target and I actually really like it. It smooths out my skin and it kind of eliminates the appearance of pores. The formula, however, is really different. We're usually really used to kind of gel-like primers, and this one is a very thick formula. It's like a very thick, moussey, kind of under-eye cream-like, if you guys know what I'm trying to say. So the formula might be something that you guys have to get used to, but other than that, I think it's a great primer and you can definitely find this at your local Target. For foundations today, we'll be using one of my favorite drugstore foundations that I have yet to introduce to you guys. I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with this. This is the CoverGirl Clean Foundation for normal skin. I'm in the color 120 Creamy Natural and I love it so much. When you're buying this at Target, remember that there is another bottle that looks exactly like this, and that's for oily skin. So for my wonderful followers who have oily skin, that one's gonna be great for you. This one is for normal skin, so it's gonna be great for dry to combination skin, which is what I have. I love this foundation so much. It's so lightweight, it gives me incredible coverage, and I don't feel a thing. It's very natural on the skin, yet it's buildable. The only two problems I have with this foundation is that it is the type of bottle that kind of pours out, so you really have to be careful when you're putting product on your face or on your hands. And another problem I have with it is that the odor is really strong. The smell is incredibly strong. It smells like Vicks. Well, Vicks smells really good in my opinion, but this one smells like a really severe, like hardcore medication. If you're Vietnamese and you're familiar with those green medication bottles, it smells like that. It's super intense. That is the only two things that I have a problem with when it comes to this foundation. Other than that, I think it's absolutely worth it. To conceal and highlight today, I'll be using my Maybelline Dream Lumi in the color Ivory. And I like to mix it a little bit with the Maybelline Super Stay Better Than Skin. This one will make it a little bit more blendable for me and easier for me to kind of spread product out. And this is also in the color Ivory. So I'm gonna do this under my eyes and other areas just to bring out certain features on my face. And then we're gonna set those areas right away with my favorite Ben Nye Cameo Luxury Powder. And now we're gonna go ahead and let all of this set so our concealer does not move and everything looks flawless. We're gonna go ahead and work on our eye makeup. So the first thing I'm going to do is going into my 35P palette by Morphe, take this very nice skin tone color, and I'm going to work this all over my lid area. And I'm going to do that with my Morphe E27. It's big, it's fluffy, it gets the work done. Then this is the 35K palette, also from Morphe. I'm going to take this matte black with a nice small and petite brush. This is the Morphe M508, I believe. You can use anything that's just small, like a good size, because you're going to use this to draw the kind of half cut crease outline, and this is going to give our crease area more dimension, more definition, and a lot more pigmentation. Then we're going to take any smudging brush and you're just going to smudge that out. This part you just want to take your time, smudge everything out so nothing looks too harsh and the edges are really blended out before you go in with a color later. We're gonna go back in to our Morphe 35P and we're gonna take a really nice light plum shade, and I'm using my Makeup Geek Define Crease brush. I love this brush for the crease. It just gets in that area and it's so fluffy and it blends everything out. I'm gonna put it over the line that we drew and I'm gonna blend everything out. The purpose of this is you're gonna blend with your blending brush as you see here, and then build each color to get the pigmentation that you want. I'm gonna take this white shade right here and I'm gonna pop this under the arc of my brows. I'm not only going to put it under the arc, but I'm gonna drag it to the end of my brows and a little bit on the inner corner. This is gonna give the whole entire look more structure. As you can see here, I'm going back in with the matte black with the same brush, same product, same palette, and I'm just slowly building because I want the crease to be very intense. I know it looks really messy right now, but stay with me, you guys. It's gonna work out. Basically, you're just building the crease area until you reach your satisfaction, and as you build, you want to blend. I'm going in with a gel liner. This is Makeup Geek Immortal Gel Liner with an e.l.f. concealer brush, and I'm going to work this all over my lid but stop right at the crease. So whatever area we didn't touch on our lid is where the black should cover. And then again with my smudge brush, blend out the edges so everything comes together and meets each other. Then I'm going to put a little bit more product. This e.l.f. concealer brush is amazing. You guys need to get your hands on these brushes. They're only $3. I'm going to take the Makeup Geek Sparklers. These are brand new. They just released. This is the color Zodiac. I love this shade. It's perfect for New Year's. And I'm going to pop this on the gel liner part that we just spread all over our lid. This is the same e.l.f. Cosmetics concealer brush, but this is a brand new one. I have multiple because they're so amazing. The rule to this is to pat on the product, don't drag, and you won't have that much fallout. Whatever's left on the product, I like to kind of work up above my crease, and then I like to take a nude color and clean up the edge of the wing. For mascara today, we are using the brand new Maybelline Push Up Mascara. And for lashes, I am using Cocoa Lashes in the style Goddess. This is a very affordable version of House of Lashes Iconic. Now that we're semi-done with our eyes, I'm going to take this e.l.f. brush and brush off all the setting powder that we put on earlier. I'm also going to set the rest of my face with this e.l.f. Cosmetics High Definition Powder. So I'm just going to use my Morphe G7, which is my favorite powder brush. And this e.l.f. Powder is so lightweight and it's very dusty. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it just sets the areas really nicely. To contour and bronze today, I'll be using Benefit Cosmetics Hoola Bronzer with my Morphe 527 brush. For my forehead area to warm it up, I like to go in with a brush that's a little bit fluffier. I tend to go for this Morphe M320. I love it for warming up my forehead. So I'm going to go back in with my Benefit Hoola Bronzer. Dab a little bit. I used to make the mistake of putting too much product and then my forehead would look like a big piece of brownie. So just take a little bit of that and you're just going to warm up the outer edges of your forehead. Since our eyes today are a tad a little bit dramatic and dark and sultry and sexy, we're going to keep the blush a little bit on the neutral family side, but it's totally up to you. If you want to do another color, go right ahead. I'm just going to keep it very neutral for the cheeks today. I'm going in with Urban Decay Fetish. I don't know if you guys know, but this has become one of my all-time favorite blushes. It is absolutely beautiful from color to pigmentation to formula. This is so worth the splurge. And to highlight the cheekbones, and to highlight the cheekbones, I'm gonna go in with Becca Cosmetics Opal. You guys know, this is my holy grail. I will not use anything else. And I have yet to find a drugstore highlight that satisfies my glowing needs. So for today, we'll just use Becca Cosmetics Opal. Love this shade. And I'm using my Morphe M510, which is a holy grail highlighting brush for me. Now usually I would go back in and finish the eyes because we're gonna do something different to the lower lash line, but I'm working with a liquid lipstick formula that needs time to dry. So I'm gonna go in with my lips now. While it's drying, we'll work on our lower lash line. I am so excited to be sharing this lip product with you guys. I love it so much. I'm not sure if you guys have gotten your hands on it, but I did get my hands on it the other week and I absolutely love them. I'm actually gonna be doing a whole video about it, so I'm super excited for that. It's the L'Oreal Paris Pro Last Lip Color. I love it so much. This is in the color 215 Raisin Revival. This is the color we'll be doing today. I really wanted a dark lip with a purple shade to it, and this was a perfect plum shade, so I had to do it. The thing with this is when you go in with the color part, you want to apply a thin layer, let it dry a little bit, and then build your pigmentation. The key to this is not to close your lips while the product is still drying, or else your lips are going to be literally glued together and it's going to be a big disaster. So my biggest recommendation is do a thin layer, kind of open your lips. You're gonna look really crazy for like 10 to 30 seconds, but it'll dry really nicely and then you can build from there. And then once it's completely dry, you can either leave it, maybe pat a little powder if you want it to be even more matte, or go ahead and apply the gloss part, and this is gonna last you the whole entire day. I'm going to take LA Girl Cosmetics Glide Liner in the color Very Black and put that in my lower lash line. Then I'm going to go in with the 35P palette again and take this really pretty purple shade and smudge that under the black. I'm going to take my time until I get a really nice smoothed out kind of blended look. Then I'm going to take a gel liner, Immortal from Makeup Geek that I used earlier for my lid, and draw a diagonal line from where the liner stops. Make sure you don't bring the liner all the way in. I'm going to cover that area that we didn't touch with a very nice white eyeliner and then put a little bit of glitter. I believe this is Makeup Geek's Sparkler in the color Halo. And then you can go back in with the black liner and retouch if the sparkler kind of messed up your liner. So for the L'Oreal product, it was great and it was definitely buildable, but there were definitely some spots that I just could not build on. So I just went over with my Ultra Cosmetics Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick in the color New Orleans, and I just used the Ultra Cosmetics Lippy to fill up some of the spots that were a little bit bald. But these two together are great, so I'm glad I discovered something new. As always, I like to finish off my whole entire face by setting it with a makeup setting spray. For today, I'll be using the e.l.f. Cosmetics Makeup Mist and Set.